A few years ago, I created this pattern for a beginner-friendly ragdoll bunny. You can find that pattern on select bags of Poly-Fil Fiber Fill, but I will also include a link in the video description so that you can download the pattern in case you can't find it in your local store. For this project, you are going to need Poly-Fil Fiber Fill, a couple of different fabrics. I like to use repurposed or recycled fabrics. For this one, I really like to use a Cuddle or some kind of fabric that has texture because that's great for beginners because it will hide a lot of our mistakes when we're sewing and it just creates a nice fuzzy texture for your bunny. I'm also going to use some pattern fabric for the body and the skirt of this cute little bunny. So this is kind of something that I do when I am working with these fuzzy fabrics. Instead of trying to trace on them and cut them, because they really get messy, they shed a lot. What I have found is easier is I will print and cut out my pattern and then kind of pin it right onto the fabric there. And then I'm going to sew right around the edges of the paper. And so this accomplishes a couple of things for me. For one, it keeps me from stretching out that fabric since the paper makes it a little more rigid and holds things in place. Um, and also, I only have to cut this kind of messy fabric once. So I will sew around the edges first and then I will cut it. Now, if you're not comfortable with that, obviously you can just trace the pattern onto your fabric and cut it out as you normally do. I'm just explaining what you're seeing in this video as it's what I have found works best for me. You can hand sew this bunny since it is a small plushie, or you can use your sewing machine like I'm doing. And when I get to those tricky turns there, I like to put my needle down into the fabric to hold it in place as I turn the fabric. So again, I'm just going all the way around the edges of my paper pattern until it's complete. And then once I take that pattern off, you can see there's the shape that I just sewed. Next, I am going to take my fabric scissors and trim right around the edge, just along the edge that I've sewn, and then I can flip this inside out and admire my work. After I have flipped that inside out and made sure it looks the way I want it to, I'm going to move on to sewing the rest of the appendages for our ragdoll bunny. So that's going to be 2 ears, and then we're going to sew 2 arms and then the 2 legs. Once those are flipped inside out, I'm just going to set them aside so that I can work on the face for this project. Now this time I will be placing that on the fabric and I am going to trace it because we're going to be doing a little bit more with this step. So I do need to trace my pattern. Now those trace lines are actually where I'm going to sew. So when you are trimming this out, you're going to want to remember to leave yourself a little seam allowance on the edge there. I'm tracing 2, one for the front of the head and one for the back of the head. And then I'm going to use that same template. It has the eyes marked and the mouth marked. So I'm just going to put 2 tiny little dots where the eyes go. And then I'll use that marker to show where the crisscross for the mouth goes. And I will be embroidering that later. To add eyes to my little bunny, I will be using some plushie making eyes. So that has like a little black front and then the plastic bit in the back. I'm going to want to cut a very, very small hole. What I found is if you cut it a little too big, it's going to continue to stretch and then the eye will pop out. If you find you cut your hole a little too big, you can use a dot of fabric glue just to make sure that the eye stays in place. So I will poke that through and then push the backing on. If you don't have those eyes, you could always embroider them. You could use puffy fabric paint. You could even use buttons to make eyes. Use what you have on hand to create your own unique and cute little bunny. After the eyes are in place, then I'm going to take some pink embroidery floss, put that on a needle, and then stitch in and out along those lines that I drew to create the little mouth and the little nose. So I tried to do kind of like a little back stitch there. It got a little bit messy, but I was able to create the appearance of a sweet little mouth on this little plush ragdoll bunny. After the face is done, we're going to set that aside for a second and cut out the body and then the skirt. So for the body, I am just tracing that template again. And as I mentioned with the face, those lines that I'm drawing, those are actually my sewing lines. So remember when you cut to leave a little bit of seam allowance there so that you have some room to sew. I am cutting out two of these, one for the front and one for the back. For the skirt, I have simply cut a long strip of the fabric and folded it over with the right sides together. Now, before we can sew the body and the head, we are going to need to fill out those appendages, the arms, the legs, and the bunny ears. We're going to grab that Poly-Fil Fiber Fill and just put a little bit in at a time. Now, if you want your bunny to be a lot firmer, you can add more fiber fill. Like, that's the great thing about working with this product is you can make it any way you want. I want my ragdoll to be floppy, so I'm keeping this pretty loose. Once everything is filled, I'm going to start to assemble the body. So I have one of the body pieces with the right side of the fabric up, and I am going to first pin the arms in place where I want them to go. They're going to kind of crisscross each other, and this will get a little challenging. If you find that you're having trouble with this step, you could hand sew it into place, or you could opt to use a stretchier fabric for the body that will have a little more give. I've used a cotton fabric here, so it's not going to stretch as much. And what I'm going to have to do is just use a lot of those little pins to hold everything together. I'm putting the other side of the fabric on top of those arms and legs, and then just using lots and lots of pins to hold everything into place. Once that is pinned up nicely, I'm going to head to my sewing machine and sew along the edge there. And then I will flip it inside out, and then my body will be complete. So now I've got the arms and legs attached to the dress there, and we will fill that in just a second. First, we've got to get this head made. So again, I'm taking the face that we made, putting it with the face side up, and then pinning those ears into place. So I am pinning them down so all the right sides are together, and then I'm going to cover this with the back of the head with the right side of the fabric down, and then pin all that together and sew around the edge again. Now I'm leaving the neck piece open so that I will be able to flip this inside out after I'm done sewing it. I'm using lots and lots of pins to hold this because I don't want those ears to move, and also because this is a stretchy fabric and I don't want anything shifting around while I am sewing. So there, it's all together. I'm going to flip it inside out, and there's my cute little bunny head. When you line it up, you can see where the head will connect to the body there. And I've also sewn the skirt, and all I did here was sew a tube of fabric and then flip it inside out. And I'll explain how I'm adding the skirt in just a second. But first, we want to fill up that head with some Poly-Fil Fiber Fill. So first, get some small amounts, get it tucked up there right near the ears, near the top of the head, push all the little edges out, and then keep filling it until it is just the consistency that you want. Like I said before, this is a rag doll, so I want it to be really floppy and soft, so I am not filling it up too much. After that, I am going to fill up the body. Doing the same thing, put a little bit of Poly-Fil Fiber Fill, pushing them down into those corners of the body first, and then gently filling up the rest of it and not making it too firm so that's a cute floppy rag doll. So now that the head is filled and the body is filled, we're going to put those together. That is going to be hand sewn. So first up, I am going to line up the edges of the front of the neck with the front of the body. Okay. Um, First, I'm checking it just to make sure my dimensions are right there. So what I'm going to do is put the head face down on the body and pin those edges together. So the right sides of the fabric are facing each other. And again, lots of pins to hold that in place so that I can hand stitch along the front there. And then I'm going to go around the sides as far as I can. I'm using white thread to blend in with the white fabric, and I'm just going to stitch in and out there to join these pieces together. So again, an in and out stitch across the front, over to the side, and a little bit onto the back, really as far as you can go with this. Get that head attached to the body as much as you can, and then I'll show you how to finish up the back side of it. So the back gets a little bit trickier since we can't fold it over like we did with the front there. What I'm doing is tucking in the edge of the headpiece, and then I'm folding down a little bit of the body there, and I'm doing a ladder stitch so that my stitches won't be as visible. So, kind of going through part of the white there and then through the folded over edge of the dress there. I will drop a link to how to do an invisible stitch. There's a great video that explains it a lot better than I'm showing it here so that you can try that out. Um, Otherwise, you can also just stitch it and not worry about the stitches showing, and then cover it up with like a cute little vintage lace necklace. You could like glue some rickrack on top of it to hide your seams if you want. And then your ragdoll bunny will mostly be done. All we have left is to add that cute little skirt after we finish up the head here. So again, we will be hand sewing. For the skirt, I usually like to use vintage trim or vintage lace, but when I found this little scrap of fabric in my stash, I thought it would be such a cute skirt to go with that fabric I'm using for the body. So I am taking a heavy duty thread and stitching in and out and then pulling that string tightly to kind of crumple up the fabric and create a little ruffled skirt. So that's why we want to use a really strong thread and double it up, because when you pull, you don't want that thread to break. So as you can see, just pulling gently to create some ruffles. And once I have the whole thing done, I'm going to measure it around the doll there. And if you pull too tight like I did, you can loosen up those ruffles to make the skirt a little bit longer so that it will fit all the way around the rag doll. And then I haven't taken the thread and needle off yet so that I can go through the opposite side and sew that opening shut and close up the skirt. So a couple of back and forth stitches there, the skirt will be done. Then I can adjust the ruffles as needed. If you need to sew through one more time to make sure those ruffles aren't going to move, you can do that. And then your adorable little ragdoll bunny will be done. This little cutie would be a fun addition to an Easter basket. It would be so sweet to give someone their own handmade bunny for Easter, I think. Otherwise, and in my case, my cute little almost 1 year old Shih Tzu has already claimed this. She just loves her bunny. She carries it around with her everywhere. And I'm glad that I could make a little toy that makes her happy. Have fun crafting and sewing. Ciao, amici.